Hello and welcome to the Managing Madrid podcast. Welcome everyone who is live on YouTube with us. Welcome to all of our listeners who are out there on their commutes, cooking at home, at the gym, in between their sets. And welcome to our newest Managing Madrid staff member. We announced it officially a couple days ago. Mr. Factuous Will, aka Angelo Valdez, is here. How you doing, man? What's up?
I'm doing great, brother. How are you?
Fantastic.
Bro,
Fantastic.
are you sure we are live?
Yes.
Yes, 100%?
99.7%. Why?
Great. Okay, I see. I was looking at YouTube and I'm not seeing anything live. I guess I'm delusional, like
Okay.
Rodrygo.
So a second ago it was 0 viewers, so you now are skeptical, but then it just flicked to 15 viewers.
Yeah, we're basically botting. It's okay. Yeah, welcome, bots. Hello. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, guys. Hello, people. We have a lot to talk about. A lot happened this week. Thank you for the welcome to the Manager Madrid. I'm here to bring only objective and right takes, nothing hot. And a lot happened this week, right? With Rodrygo, with Rodri too. You just saw the Copa Trophy awards. Guler is in the Copa Trophy. Lunin is in the Yassine nominations. There's a lot to talk about.
Can you please explain the Rodrigo Bellingham thing? Because I tried to look up on Bellingham's Instagram and I found nothing. Is it something that was deleted? Like what was it that started this whole thing?
Listen, man. Here's why. This is exactly the reason why I'm here to bring drama.
Yes.
Okay, so this is what happened yesterday. So Bellingham posted a beautiful Instagram post where he got comments by everyone, Mbappe, Vini, everyone. And there's a beautiful slide on the post because it's obviously a carousel, uh, where he basically is a picture of him, Vini, and Mbappe. It's a famous picture taken by. Wait, did he delete the post?
I'm telling
Yeah,
you, I was looking
click that one.
for it. I
Click that one.
couldn't find it anywhere.
Oh my God! No, wait, no, go. Yeah, is that one? Is that one? Yeah, go. No, yeah, keep sliding, keep sliding. Yep, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep. There's the picture. So here's the picture. He posted this picture yesterday. Everyone's comment. And if you look at the comments, do we see Mr. Rodrygo in the comments or not?
I see Mr. Angelo Valdez with a top comment, 458 likes 22
Nah,
hours ago.
obviously, bro, right?
Mm.
Obviously. But do we see a Rodrigo Goes guy or not? No way, right? No way we see Mr. Rodrigo in the comments. I don't see him. Do you see him, bro? Does the chat see him? Hey, Balon, do you see
I'm
him, Balon?
desperately trying to find his name.
Right. No, guess what, bro? You won't find him. So this happened yesterday. He obviously gets a comment by Mbappe, obviously gets a comment by Vinicius.
Yeah.
But then I don't see any Rodrigo anywhere. Then what happens? Rodrigo posts a story of him and Mbappe and Vini. Again with the same thing that happened a few weeks ago, saying like, hey bro, I'm here. I'm here. Can you click stories, please? Can you go back? Go back. Oh, yes. Obviously, he did. Posted a story of Mbappe, Vini, and himself. And I have a theory for you guys and for you, Kian. I think that everyone believed that Mbappe was going to cause destruction and that he's not getting along with Vini and not getting along with Bellingham and he was going to cause destruction. The problem in the squad is Rodrigo Goes. He obviously has an ego problem, Kian. Like let's look at this. Let's stop. Okay, I'm gonna stop doing the hot takes, right? Let's look at it from an objective perspective. Don't you feel it's just too big of a coincidence of him to post that story right after Bellingham? And you always see the post-game pictures that all of the players upload and all of the players comment between each other. Rodrigo used to comment on every single Bellingham post before this thing. And the only one of the only players in the attack specifically that didn't comment on Rodrigo or on Bellingham post is Rodrigo. I think there's an obvious thing there with Rodrigo that he feels that he maybe has too big of an ego. Obviously, like it's obvious, it's evident.
This is look, I'm being really honest with you. Maybe I just don't get it. If you hadn't have mentioned this to me, I would not have even thought this was a story. Like if I would have gone to Bellingham's post, saw his post, gone through the whole carousel, and then and then notice or not notice that Rodrigo commented or not, and then seeing Rodrigo's story after, nothing in my brain would have clicked like, oh shit. So am I just a dumbass? or like so you like how do we know first of all like who's the first person who noticed like oh shit let me see look for Rodrigo's comment, can't find it, oh my god let's see if Rodrigo posting these, it's just him, Vinny, and because isn't it just as simple, Mr. Factuous, that Bellingham was not playing last game because he was injured, so this was the attacking trio against Real Betis, so how could he fit Bellingham in the picture when he wasn't even playing anyway?
There's a picture of Rodrigo, Vini, Mbappe, and Bellingham, the four of them with the Super Cup trophy. Why didn't he post that one?
Well, that's not relevant anymore. That was like weeks ago.
Do you think it's relevant that he posted the picture right after Bellingham posted carousel? I think there's an obvious
But don't they all
coincidence
post
here.
at the same time after the game? Like,
That's the thing, brother. This wasn't after the game. When was the game? Like 72 hours ago. When was Rodrigo's story? Like 20 hours
I
ago.
guess so. Well,
Rodrigo already had his post game stuff.
so if he posted this picture before Bellingham's post, would it be controversial or no?
Obviously not. And guess what? That didn't happen. He posted it right after. I'm just saying, bro. Listen, I don't want the people to believe I'm crazy. I don't want the people to believe that you're a dumbass. I think there's a it's a gray line. It's right in the middle, right?
Yeah.
It's right in the middle. Here's what I think it's happening. I think Bellingham sees the attack as himself, Mbappe and Vini, and I think Rodrigo sees the attack as Mbappe, Vini, and Rodrigo. I think there's a disagreement there. I think Rodrigo sees the attacking trio as himself, Mbappe, and Vini, and Bellingham sees the attacking trio as Mbappe, Vini, and himself. There's obviously a thing there. I don't think they're both seeing it the same way. And in my opinion, there could be a moment in the season where I don't know if Ancelotti's going to stick with the 4-3-3. Looks like it, right? But we don't know if that's going to happen. And if someone's getting dropped, it's going to be Rodrigo. And I think what's happening here is Rodrigo feels a little bit feels like a little bit, hey, look at me, remember, I'm good also. Like I need to be in the team, remember, I'm good. And it feels like he hasn't accepted or won't accept or doesn't think. I mean, he believes he's on the same level as Bellingham, Vinicius, and Rodrigo. And is he? Do you think he is? Because I don't think he is. I think he's on a tier below.
I I mean, I obviously believe that he's a tier below. I don't know, but like that's not an insult to him, in my opinion. Now I don't know how he feels about that. I'm sure, like rightfully, he should feel like he's on the level because I want people to be confident and delusional about how good they are. Right? That's not a bad
Right,
thing, right?
right. No, yeah.
Um, but I have questions for you. My first question is, how big of a story is this actually? And that's like a legitimate, like sincere question because I don't know. Is this blown up like as a controversial thing
It,
in
it
the
was it
media?
was it was popping yesterday in Twitter. It's not
Was
bigger
it?
than Vinicius saying that the World Cup shouldn't be in Spain, but it was popping on Twitter yesterday,
Okay.
and I saw it. It honestly, I think it's obviously it's not as big. It's not a big story, but I think it's something to keep in notice because if this was Rodrigo's first, right, like it probably wouldn't have even been anything. But this guy already has a track record of speaking with Dazn in Champions League final week, saying that he might leave. Then with the WhatsApp thing that happened the other day, where he basically lied to Ancelotti, saying it wasn't him. Come on, bro. Let's be honest. And now this happens. That's why it is a story because we know that this guy in the past has done stuff like that.
My next question to you is, what do you think is the actual dynamic behind the scenes? Like, do you think when Bellingham looks at Rodrigo's story, he's like, this motherfucker again?
I don't know if it's.
Or he doesn't even like it doesn't register. And like, what do you think it is like behind the scenes?
I think he noticed. Listen,
Mm,
man, it's something I've learned about footballers. They notice everything, and not only they notice everything, they all of them are pretty sensible and have a big ego. All of them, bro. Uh, and I'm pretty sure Bellingham notices and are like, oh wow, interesting. This guy believes. They probably are a competition within each other because I think they both see that Vini and Mbappe are on like on this pedestal. Everyone loves them.
mm-hmm.
And Bellingham is, I'm in that trio. I think if you ask Bellingham what the trio is, if manager Madrid asks him, he will say, "Oh no, we're all a team," because he's the PR guy. But if his mother asks him behind the scenes, he will say, "It's me, Vinny, and Mbappe. It's us three." And if you ask Rodrygo, he won't put Bellingham in a trio. And I think that won't cause a problem that's big enough to affect what's going on the pitch. But I think it's a problem for Ancelotti to manage that. It's another thing that goes on Ancelotti.
So if you're Rodrigo's agent, are you taking him aside and saying,
Of course, bro.
"Hey, man, just the timing of this stuff is kind of
Yes.
weird,"
Yes.
or are you like, "Hey, man, keep it up. We need to boost your value."
No. That's the problem. I think Rodrigo has a weird team around him because I think why did they let the Dasson thing happen? Why did they let the WhatsApp thing happen? I believe it wasn't Rodrigo clicking send on WhatsApp. It was probably his CM, but it was approved by him. Nothing goes to managing Madrid that is probably not even looked by you or approved by you. Like it has to, you need to see it at least, right? That will also happen with Rodrigo, and I think his team is basically also part of the problem. They're also telling him that he's the great, that he's the goat, that he's the best in the squad, that he's the attacking trio is Mbappe, Vini, and Rodrigo.
What's the managing Madrid equivalent? Because 2 days ago, I announced I was very excited. I was like, Angelo and Lee are joining the team, and if Matt then posted a picture on Twitter of me, him, and Lucas, like just on the podcast together.
Bro, that is the perfect example. Imagine you go, it's so fun to have Angelo here. I think we will make a great duo. And then Lucas just posts a picture of you and him saying like saying like, yo, we're the goats or something like that. That would be the exact same example. This is exactly what happened. Don't you think it's a bit weird? Listen, man,
Uh,
isn't it a bit weird? It's not a big problem. We're still doing the podcast. But isn't it a bit weird, the timing? It's a bit weird. You just know you can tell that
yeah, but
Lucas it's thinking about something weird.
that would be weird because there's only like a handful of us doing the podcast. But that Real Madrid has 25 players, and like the pictures you post are sometimes just going to be random. I don't know.
Just when in 6 months a big thing happens with Rodrigo and Bellingham, just know you heard it here first from
So
Mr.
you
Tacto.
think if there's a feud, it's likely
Yeah,
between those
yeah,
two,
yeah.
and not like Vinicius and
A
Mbappe.
hundred percent, 100%,
Mm.
100%. I think there's another problem cooking also in the penalty thing. The other day, Mbappe said it was him and Vinny, the penalty takers. But you saw the Real Madrid training. You saw Bellingham taking a lot of penalties. You saw in the Super Cup last year against Barca that Bellingham says, next penalty is me. I think there's going to be also a thing with penalties coming soon.
So the penalty thing, I don't think it will affect Bellingham that much. But the one I wonder because when Vinny gave the penalty to Mbappe against Betis, it was lauded, right? Great gesture, rightfully so. Like it sent a message to the media of like, hey man, you can write all the bullshit you want. We're good. I'm gonna let him take the penalties. Sometimes I'm gonna take them. I kind of do wonder, and like my mind in these situations goes towards. I always think about like the big game in the future. So like, what happens if there's like a Champions League final, 90th minute? Who's taking the penalty? Like, who's the like? Is Vinny gonna be like, you know what, Mbappe, you do this for the confidence, or like I'm gonna take it? And then if a player misses in a big moment, is there going to be stories like, oh, maybe he shouldn't have let him take it? I don't know. I think of the future about these things, not like the game against Betis, where like the vibes were great. You
Exactly.
know,
Yeah.
so I'm curious, but I don't think Bellingham's going to be thrown into that penalty mix, if you ask me. Like,
I
unless
think
neither of them are on the field.
I think if you ask him, he's in the mix. I think if you ask him, he's in the mix. And I don't know if you know this because Mbappe said it post game, but he said it in Spanish, and he said, "I know a lot of things change when a big player like me comes to a club." Words by Mbappe. He said it. What does that mean? It means there's still a lot of roles and a lot of hierarchy. I think it's the word that just hasn't been set yet. It's true. Mbappe is coming to a team that won the Champions League last year without him. He's coming to a team that probably has the Ballon d'Or in the squad, and he probably has the number 1 and 2 because he's probably Bellingham 2 or something like that. It's coming to a team that Vinicius has already 2 Champions League with 2 goals in both finals, right? In each final, 1 goal in each final. But still, I think Ancelotti has to set something. I don't think that works. The one penalty for me, one penalty for you, one penalty for me, one penalty for you. We saw it last. Was it last season that it was a weird thing between Modric, Oselu, Vinny,
Yeah.
Bellingham? Like everyone took penalties that season.
Yeah, there was
Um,
also confusion where I forget exactly what happened, but Ancelotti said after the game, someone missed, and he said someone else was supposed to take it, but then the
yeah,
message didn't get
exactly.
there in time. Yeah, there was definitely confusion about it last season. And then
Uh,
Ancelotti said before that game, Betis game, where he said it's up to the players to decide who takes the penalty. Which, like, usually these things are best predetermined.
of course,
Yeah,
every time you leave space from confusion is never good.
yeah,
And if we already are confused on the pitch because we don't know how to press, we don't know what to do with the ball. Imagine there's also confusion. Who takes the free kicks? Who takes the penalties? Who's the guy? Like what? Like who are we building around? It looks right now that we're building around Vinny. That's the truth. That's the truth. It looks like that. But I don't know if he. It's there's a difference in how it looks and how it feels. It feels like we're not doing that. It feels like we should be building around Mbappe, Bellingham. It's a weird thing. It's like a weird mix. It's a bit confusing.
I think we're gonna see, and this is look, this is not a hot take. We're gonna see such a different version of this team 1 year, 2 year, 5 years from now, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And not just in personnel. I'm talking about like hierarchy and status, who's leading the team, the dynamics. I think one thing that is kind of fair to point out is that a lot of people are friends until they work with each other.
Yeah,
So hopefully you and I will stay friends forever.
man. Hopefully, I mean, hopefully.
But Vinny and sorry, Mbappe and Neymar were great friends. Didn't work out so well for Neymar, and in the end, Mbappe and Messi, same thing. So sometimes when you're just with each other every day, the dynamic can shift and change. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to make an assumption either way, but I think this story will evolve a lot, and the dynamics will change a lot, and who knows? As you know, I'm an optimist. I feel like everything will work out. But I told you, I've said this many times. I don't think you're keeping everyone next summer. Someone's going next summer, and someone is going. And I can start guessing on who that might be, but I don't think it's someone like Arda Güler who's just starting his Real Madrid career. It's not Vinny, it's not Mbappe, it's not Jude. And I don't think you're keeping everyone. So you can come to
I
your
don't
own
know, man.
conclusions.
I think there's something weird cooking in Real Madrid. I think, like you say, let's enjoy this 4 guys on the same team. This is definitely not. It's definitely not staying like that. And I think there's a weird thing cooking with Vinny, man. Ser0FOX just said it's either Vinny to Saudi or it's Rodrygo for Rodri. I think
What?
this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, bro. Yeah, damn.
Okay.
But listen, I think there's something weird cooking. I don't think Florentino Perez likes or loves every time Vinicius speaks on and gets some controversial stuff. I don't think Florentino enjoyed Vini saying Spain is a racist country, and there's a possibility if it keeps like that, if it stays like that, the World Cup shouldn't be here. I don't think Florentino enjoys his star um, getting into so many controversies, right? And in my opinion, this hierarchy stuff, which is the most important, specifically between Vini and Rodrygo, is staying for at least 2+ years. Because Vinicius, if Vinicius win the Ballon d'Or, he starts the next season being the Ballon d'Or, being the best player in the world. And I don't know, man. I think something's cooking. I think Florentino loves Vini, but we already starting to see the papers, all of them saying Vinicius is the problem, saying he should do this and that before the Betis game. I don't know. I think let's. In my opinion, the door is not closed for Vinicius either. We already think we all believe it's only Rodrigo that should be sold or what. I don't think the door for Vinicius is closed. Honestly.
I can't remember if it was you that I was talking to about this or somebody else, but this is the first time in some 20 plus years that we've had more than one player being like a Ballon d'Or candidate.
Yeah. When was the last time?
Figo and Zidane and
Okay.
Ronaldo. I mean, and Raul was in that mix just before. But like Figo came in, won the Ballon d'Or in his first year. Then Zidane came and won the Ballon d'Or in his first year. And I don't remember like that dynamics being like disruptive at that time. Mind you, that Galactico team wasn't as good overall because of the balance issues or whatever. But I don't think like either of those guys were upset. I mean, like Zidane is one of the most humble guys, despite being as great as he was. Um, I guess Modric 2018 winning the Ballon d'Or, but for the most part, it was Cristiano. Was the clear alpha of the team. So in this case, it's we have up until Cruz left like three legit Ballon d'Or contenders, and he made Cruz, Vinny, Mbappe, all these guys are you know had an incredible year. So I don't know, but I guess it's one of those like kind of you bring it forward, but uh, we'll bring a super chat into the mix.
Let's go.
Samra Zarur says, this is not only about Rodri and Bellingham, which I am assuming you mean Rodrygo. This will happen with Vinny, Mbappe, and Bellingham next year's. The only solution is in the hands of Perez. I don't know what Florentino could do unless he sells one of them.
I
But
think Florentino will love a 300 million euro offer from Saudi, and I think Florentino will love if Vini accepts the offer. I think that's
I
true.
don't know. I don't know about that. Vinny
I
has a
think
1 billion release clause. Don't forget about that.
yeah, but Vini also asked for a renewal right after winning the Champions League, and nothing has happened yet. Remember, Vini Mbappe is earning like 3 times what Vinicius is earning, and Mbappe is not 3 times better than Vinicius, man. And that catches up. And he asked for a renewal publicly. So this is not assumptions. He literally said, I hope Florentino renews me because I want to stay here for the rest of my life." He asked for it publicly, and nothing has happened.
Would you say that he deserves to be on par with Mbappe?
Of course,
Do you think he's just going to get that then, and then it'll be over?
I think there's a dispute going on, tough negotiations, and Vini is asking for Mbappe treatment, and I don't know if Florentino agrees with that.
Well, I don't know what Florentino thinks or not, but I would say that, and we both agree that Vinny and Mbappe are equals.
Listen, man, I don't agree with that. I think Vini is more than Mbappe, but yeah, sure.
You think Vinny is better than Mbappe?
I think right now this is Vinicius' team, and if there's a dude that has to be renewed and a dude that has to receive the star treatment, it should be Vini, not Mbappe. This guy has not carried us, but this guy has become the best player in the Champions League for the last 2 to 3 years. This is the best player in the world. He doesn't score 40 goals, but he scored in both Champions League finals, and he's basically the prince of the Champions League right now.
I don't think Vinny is going to leave, and I would hedge an opposite bet. I think Vinny is going to be a lifer.
Like
I think
locked for life.
I like locked for life in the same, maybe not to the extent of Modric, but like maybe to the extent of a Ramos. Like he leaves maybe in his 30s. He doesn't retire here. I don't
Okay,
know how well. I also am not sure how well his game will age because he's very flashy and quick. So he's not like the Xabi Alonso Modric type that will slow the game down and age that well necessarily. But maybe he will. I don't know. He could be proving me wrong. But I think he's like late 20s, early 30s kind of
you
Real
think
Madrid type player.
Mbappe and Vinicius can coexist in the same starting 11 for 10 years?
Um, I here's maybe another hot take. I think Mbappe will leave before Vinny. I have a feeling like Mbappe is gonna take. He has somewhere else he's gonna go in for like a new challenge, quote unquote new challenge at some point.
Sad times, man. All of this hype
Horrible,
for him
man.
to live in
Like
5 years,
what a
bro.
tough life.
All of this hype for
Tough
him to live
life.
in 5 years, bro. I don't honestly, man.
No, I didn't
What a
say
sad
5 years. I'm saying like
All
I
right,
think this is
7.
like I'm gonna say 7 year, 7 years of this duo. That's my prediction. 7 years.
I don't know, man. I don't think it has ever happened. It didn't happen with Neymar, Suarez, Messi. It didn't happen with the BBC. It has never happened. No trio like that. And let me tell you, bro, in those trios, we knew the
BBC got a
outcome.
solid 5 years, 4 or 5 years.
Exactly. Isn't it a bit? Would if I tell you now that the Mbappe, Vini, Bellingham is only going to last 4 years? Wouldn't you be sad?
No, it's gonna last more than that.
I don't know, man.
I'm giving it more than that. I'm thinking that the remaining puzzle pieces are the ones that are gonna be we're gonna have turnover
I have a
because
question
that's
for
the
you,
one
brother.
that that's like a lot of players are not like they know that Vinicius and Mbappe and Bellingham are starters. It's gonna be that similar quote unquote problem we had with Modric and Cruz, where like Kovacic is like, all right, I'm out. Odegaard's like, I'm out.
I have a question for you, sir.
Go for it.
What comes first? The breakup between Vini, Mbappe, Bellingham, or the sixth Champions League for Barcelona?
Barca has 5.
Hell yes.
Uh, for sure, the breakup.
The breakup, right? Like One Direction, Jonas Brothers, that type of breakup, right?
Yeah, like I mean, I don't know. I wish I knew what that means. Can you put it in like
How
rap
old are you,
terms?
bro?
37, 37. Yeah.
Yeah, you should know, man.
Jonas Brothers is like I think my sister listened to it. I don't. Should I be listening to Jonas Brothers? I don't think so.
I don't know. Should Rodrygo be doing WhatsApp groups saying he's the guy? I don't know, man. Weird stuff.
This is the other thing. He never said he was the guy. He said, "I'm one of them. I'm one of the guys."
Bit weird.
Um, listen. You want to talk about Rodri, or did you want to move on? Do you have anything else to say about this topic?
Let's see what happens. I'm really interested and see how this is going to develop. I think this is Ancelotti's biggest challenge yet. Obviously, I think the pressure, I don't think it has been higher. Not even when we won the Champions League in 2022. I think this is probably the highest it has been, unless, that I've seen lately. And we saw it, 2 draws, and we were saying crazy stuff over here. And the squad is obviously good. We have obviously like quality players. 3 of the best 5 players in the world are probably in Real Madrid starting 11. This demands another Champions League, more leagues. And if that happens, someone is winning the Ballon d'Or in the squad. Let's see who will win it. Let's see if that competition lasts. Because I don't know if in any other sport it has lasted more than 3 to 4 years. This level of competition in the same squad.
Yeah.
It will be a first.
Yeah, it is one of the things that I think is often under discussed, but keeping great teams together is virtually impossible.
Yep.
You might be able to keep a certain core together, but the surrounding pieces will rotate. That's why I said I think we'll get at least a good chunk 5+ years of Vinny, Jude, and Mbappe together.
No.
Well, here's a question for you: out of Vinny, Mbappe, and Bellingham, who's here the longest?
Vini, Mbappe, and Bellingham. I think Bellingham.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I
I
think Jude Bellingham.
I think Bellingham is gonna be like an all timer in Real Madrid history.
Yeah, I think so too.
Modric is an all timer. He came mid 20s. Kroos
Yeah,
an all timer, but Bellingham has been here since he was what? Was he 19 when he signed?
yeah.
I mean,
19 or
I'm
20. Yeah,
yeah. So I feel like if Bellingham, and I think his game is gonna age well too. Is my prediction.
yeah. I think Bellingham. He's
Yeah,
also in the midfield. It's he doesn't get the spotlight as much as Mbappe, Vini. So I
yeah,
think it'll be Bellingham.
yeah. Do you want to go over the nominees really quick before we hit Rodri?
Yeah, man, we got nominees for the Copa Trophy today and for the Yasin. And I mean, we basically got the Ballon d'Or nominees today. Obviously, a lot of Real Madrid players are included in the nominees, and Real Madrid itself is included in the Club of the Year. Let's remember when Real Madrid won the Champions League in 2022, they gave it to City. Obviously, man, this is a FIFA thing. They obviously gave it to City. Um, we have Ancelotti as well as Coach of the Year. We have Arda Güler in Copa Trophy, where he has a lot of competition. Let me tell you that. And we have Lunin, and Yassine. So if we can make some fast and early predictions of each of those, right? The Copa Trophy first. I think we should do that. Let's remind the people that Arda Güler is competing against Kubarsi,
Okay.
Garnacho, Karim Konate, Kobe Mainu, Joao Neves, Savinho, Matistel, Lamin Jamal, and Warren Zaire Emery.
Okay.
Who's winning the Copa Trophy?
It's got to be Kubarsi, right? This. Do we have enough PR?
Listen, man, we do not have as much PR as Golden Boy Lamin Jamal. Definitely, bro. I don't know if
Um,
Kubarsi, but
I don't. So like Goulier didn't really like objectively speaking, as much as I
yeah.
love him.
Let's be objective here. Yeah.
I don't know if he did enough in the Euros, and he barely played last season. As much as we love him, I don't know if he can be if he has enough PR. Put it that way.
Okay. You think if Arda posts a tweet saying he's nominated and Guler posted, I'm sorry, and Lamin Jamal posts a tweet, who gets more likes?
I don't
Arda,
know
right?
because of the Turkish fan base.
Isn't that PR? Here's what I think. If this would be a fan vote, Arda will win massively.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah,
It is not fan vote.
it's not fan voted.
Unfortunately, we can't vote people, but I think it's Lamin Jamal. He probably is gonna win
That
the
seems like the
Copa.
obvious choice to me.
Do you think he deserves it? I think he does. Unfortunately, he does.
No, I
Sorry,
mean, I'm
guys, he
look.
does.
I think he's been great. I mean, I don't like. Last year I watched a lot of Barca. I thought he was far and away their best player. Um, he was great during the Euros. He's had a good start to this season. I had nothing against that vote.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
You want to go to the goalkeepers?
Yes.
So we
I'm trying
have,
to find like
yeah.
where it's like actually listed out so I can see it properly, but I'm struggling with that. But yeah, you want to just fire them off?
I'm checking on the Fabrizio Romano Twitter actually.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Um, Goalkeepers: Diogo Costa, Donnarumma, Kobel from Dortmund, Lunin, Real Madrid, Mike Magnan, Georgi Mamardashvili, Dibu Martinez, Unai Simon, Jan Sommer, Ronwen Williams. Who the fuck is Ronwen Williams? Okay. Yeah. Can I swear? I don't. I didn't ask actually.
Yes, this is a new era of managing Madrid with you. It's more drama, more controversy, and more cursing. Go for it.
Perfect, bro.
Yeah.
So who's gonna win the goalkeeper of the year? Divo Martinez won it last year.
I think he has enough PR to keep going.
Nah, I think
You
if
don't
he
think?
does, I think if he does, man, it's gonna be, Sarah in the chat says Taylor Swift needs to pull some strings. Yeah, I think we should start a rumor that Lonin is dating Taylor Swift or something like that.
Yeah, or Kim K.
I think the goalkeeper is probably gonna be for Mamardashvili. Maybe is between him and Devo. I think.
Would you say like I'm looking at these nominees because I found them now listed on Fabrizio's Twitter account as per your recommendation. There isn't a jump out to me.
No, there isn't.
There isn't like a clear this guy deserves this best goalkeeper of the year award. I think a lot of these guys are great. I mean, for bias reasons, I thought what Lunin did this year with Real Madrid was unbelievable, absolutely incredible. But
You
then
think
Courtois,
so?
yes, 100%. He basically turned into Thibaut Courtois. Um, but then Courtois came back and Lunin immediately lost his place, and so that's going to reflect. If he had played the whole season, and if he had played the Champions League final and won the Champions League like from start to finish, I think that would tip a lot in his favor. But that didn't happen to him. So I don't know if I don't think he has a claim. As much as I love him, as much as I think he was absolutely incredible, but no one really jumps out at me as like this was the best guy. I think Mamardashvili, like based on numbers and post shot expected goals, I last time I checked, he was the best in La Liga.
Yeah,
Last season.
I think he should win it. He should win it, to be honest. But him and Debo, I think Debo was also the best goalkeeper in the Premier League last season.
Mm.
So it's between him and Debo.
Unai Simon, Euro 2024 winner. You don't think that's enough?
I don't think that's enough. Did he have a great Euros? I don't remember anything really that stood out from him in the Euros. And in the league that he plays, there were better keepers like Mamardashvili. I think it's between Mamardashvili and Debo, to be
Well,
honest.
I think like winning the Euros might matter, and he also had a good season for Athletic, so it might. I mean, so if we're gonna put a realistic like top three,
Yeah, it's probably those three. Yeah,
those three,
yeah.
Lunin was amazing, man. I just gotta reiterate it. You when you asked me like about Lunin, it seemed like you were unsure. Like, do you not agree? He was amazing.
I think it was great. I think if you take the penalties against City out of his season, I think it wasn't a great season.
Oh, okay,
I
come on, man. Like we could have fallen apart without him. Do you not remember that Leipzig game where you made
Yeah, it was good.
nine saves?
Yeah, it was good. He was good in the Champions League. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, I think this one's a no-brainer, but team of the year.
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer too, man. It's obviously Leverkusen. I'm kidding. I think it should be Real Madrid, right? I mean, if you win the Champions League, you win the league, it should be Madrid.
Well, hold on. I know you were joking about Leverkusen, but if we're just gonna like talk about the expectations of all these clubs that are on this list, would you say Leverkusen are the ones that exceeded expectations the most?
Yes, Leverkusen and Girona probably, but we already know that this isn't about exceeding expectations
Mm.
because
Just the
2022
best team, full
Madrid
stop.
exceeded expectations by beating City, PSG, Liverpool, and Chelsea on the way, and City won it anyway.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be about exceeding expectations. I think if you win the Champions League by eliminating one of those teams here, and if you also win the league and you won it like in March, I feel that you should. I feel I obviously should be Real Madrid. Real Madrid in the last 3 years have won 2 Champions League. If you ask any other president of any other club, what 3 years they would prefer, City's last 3 years or Madrid last 3 years, I think they will all choose Real Madrid.
Coach of the year: Gasparini, uh, Alonso, Ancelotti, Guardiola, Scaloni, De La Fuente.
Will you call me crazy if I don't give this one to Ancelotti?
No,
I think it should be Xabi Alonso.
I think that's probably the objectively correct choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, what he did with Leverkusen has been unbelievable since he took over. Not just this past season, but the year before. What he's built, the fact that they only lost one game all season. Yeah, incredible. And then the expectation factor that we factored in
No.
into the last discussion.
And let me tell you, every single manager here has an argument. Like this is probably the closest one. It shouldn't
Yeah.
be. It shouldn't be. Oh yes, Guardiola. That's it. Like every single manager here has an argument.
Yeah. Uh,
Do you want to rank this six, by the way, from 1 to 6?
yeah. I'll
You want to go
go
first?
Chabi, Carlo.
Chabi one. Oh, interesting.
I
Yeah,
mean,
who's
just
third?
we're talking about their season, right?
Yeah, we're talking about managers, bro. The
Let me put it to
season.
you this way.
Yeah. Right now, 2024.
Okay. Let me ask you this. This is my argument. I'm gonna use it like in the form of a question. If Ancelotti is managing Leverkusen, do they have the season they had?
Definitely not.
I don't think so either.
What if Guardiola is managing Leverkusen?
I could see that more likely. The reason I say that is because I think Ancelotti is the type of coach that thrives probably maybe better than anyone in football history with stars and needing to uh, reinvent players, great players. But I think if you give him a team that needs to punch above their weight consistently, I think that's going to be more challenging for him.
Same as Guardiola.
Yeah, Guardiola's never had a
Yep.
non-world class team, right? No,
Never
he hasn't.
had bad conditions.
In that situation, I don't know. That's a fair point. In that situation, I don't know because I've never seen it.
So
Right.
I'll be your top three then. In order.
Okay, so I'm gonna switch it because I want to see like the next decade for Xabi Alonso. I'm gonna say Carlo, Pep, Xabi, because I think Carlo is, I mean, his track record speaks for himself. He's the most successful coach in Champions League history. You got to give him the benefit of the doubt. So it depends on what you're asking me. Are you asking me an all-time ranking, or are you asking
No,
me
2024,
right
man.
now, 2024? Okay,
Right now.
okay. So then, in that case, if it was all-time, I'd go Carlo first. If it was 2024, based on what he's accomplished, given the team he's had and what he's had to turn around, I'd go Xabi, and then Carlo, and then Pep.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
What
Although I
about
will
the
say, De La Fuente proved me wrong. Like he had an incredible run with Spain.
Yeah, man. I think he proved everyone wrong. The guy was jacked. The guy had charisma, and he was also a great tactician. He proved everyone wrong. It was a massive upgrade.
I love how you led with the guy was jacked. He's
The guy was
jacked.
jacked. He's jacked, bro. Like he's literally jacked. And he also had charisma. He was an upgrade on everything in Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique is not jacked. He doesn't have charisma, and he didn't win the Euros.
Luis Enrique is like marathon biker in shape.
Yeah, at least they're in shape, right? We need to get on that. I mean, I need to get on that.
All right. Where I lost my tab. Where
Okay,
the
so the bottom three, I think I think I have the same top three as you. Then the rest, I think Gasperini is the last one, even though he's great. Then Ancelotti third. Actually, no, I'll put De La Fuente last. Gasperini, Scaloni fourth, Gasperini fifth, De La Fuente last.
got it. Okay. Copa Trophy. We talked about this one a little bit already. I think Lamine Yamal is a clear front runner for this one. Is that it? I guess that. What does that lead us to? Ballon d'Or. Fabrizio doesn't have all of them on his Twitter. I thought it was going to be much easier to figure this out, but
I will send you a cover of one of Madrid's most famous paper in the city. Just answer yes or no. Okay?
you said where are you sending it to me in the chat?
No, I'm sending you via WhatsApp.
Well, I can't check WhatsApp. Send it to me in the chat. WhatsApp.
Okay.
My phone is mounted on as the camera.
Oh, no, no problem.
Okay. Diario asks. We're gonna look at this together. Rodrygo 2025. So
Rodri to Real Madrid 2025. Yes or no? Is it a there we land, a here we go, or what?
no, it's not happening. For two reasons. One, it's us. The second reason is that
Okay.
I don't think him and Tchouaméni can coexist.
Yeah, someone's getting told if it happens.
They're both single pivot. That's where their best role is. Now maybe you could argue like them in a double pivot, which I don't know. Like, I mean, defensively that sounds like it would be pretty solid, to be fair. I just don't see them coexisting. So I'm gonna shut it down. I'm so sorry to shatter your dreams.
Would you sell Shramani for if that means you get Rodri?
Yeah. I mean, Rodri's the better player.
Thought so, bro.
What about you?
Think
Do you agree with that?
I think so, yeah. I was a Rodrigo too. Just because. Rodrigo Goes, by the way. Just
This
tell
is
them both.
that's totally unrelated. That's just like a drive-by shooting on Rodrygo, who's
Listen,
not even
man.
in this conversation right now. He's not even in the same position.
The Instagram story was unrelated as well, man. We're just doing what he's doing.
I'm just like waiting for you to basically talk about selling Rodrygo, no matter what we're talking about now. You're just gonna like bring it in, shoehorn him in. Oh yeah,
I
hey,
can
we should sell Rodrygo, by the way.
I can bring something else in. One last question.
Okay.
Just wanted to confirm something.
Mm-hmm.
Today, there was some talk about Alfonso Davies basically being closed for 2025. Basically saying that personal terms are agreed, that he has 1 year left on his contract. You are the only Canadian Madrid fan that has an audience. Tell me about Davies. Is it done
No,
or is it not?
no,
No?
no. I'm not saying it's not happening, but it's not done as of right now. But it's very much on the table as for him as a free agent next summer. But as of right now, it's not finalized.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah. So if that changes, you'll be the first to know.
Thank you, bro.
I'll
In
put
the
it that way.
chat, right? I'll leak it to the chat. Just let me know. I'll leak it to the chat.
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry. You can do whatever you want with the information, but I'm going to tell you you're going to be the first person to know.
I'm telling you, I'm leaking it, bro. I'm telling you.
That's fine. That's fine. You can say sources say per source. Per source. Awesome, man. We're gonna wrap it here, but I'm asking if you can pitch or preview. That's the word I'm looking for. And hype up our next segment.
Yes, our next segment next week, we're obviously gonna keep the objective talk, the passive, no hot takes talk. So we're doing a tier list next week that basically has 4 tiers: keep, sell, loan, renew for life. And it's about the Real Madrid squad. But we're gonna talk about Rodrygo Goes. We're gonna talk about Endrick, Vini, and Mbappe. That's gonna come next week. We could do it next Thursday or Wednesday. Be there. I'm just telling you, be there.
Hey guys, you can. Why don't you guys want to think long and hard about what tier Rodrigo is going to fall in for Angelo? Where will Rodrigo be? The suspense
Listen,
is killing me. I have no idea
it,
what Angelo is going to do with Rodrigo. Very curious to see
I
what you
have
do
to
with
think,
that.
man. I have to think.
Uh, you and Lucas, we need to get you on the podcast with Lucas too. You and Lucas could just spend 1 hour just talking about selling Rodrigo.
Oh, he's on the same. He basically. I don't think we should sell Rodrigo, man. I think he should fix himself. I think he should go to therapy.
Lucas's thing is like I would drive Rodrigo to the airport right now, sell him for 100 million.
Yeah, he said the same thing about Vinicius a few years ago for Mbappe.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So listen, Angelo, it was fun. We'll be back next week. We are going to give you guys as much notice as possible, and it'll be live on YouTube. Tune in. And what's next? What's today? Wednesday? Matt and I are going to be back tomorrow night for
Perfect.
our members. We are going to talk big picture stuff over on patreon.com/managing Madrid. Alternatively, if you're on YouTube and you don't have Patreon in your country, just hit join underneath this video and you'll get access to YouTube membership. And we'll see you there. This is fun. Peace out. Check you guys tomorrow. Later.